We've all experienced it. You walk into a room, a coffee shop, a party, a meeting, and you feel it. A weight, a warmth. You look up, and there he is. He hasn't said a word. He hasn't moved an inch. But in that single silent moment, a conversation has already begun. Welcome back. We spend so much time worrying about what to say on a first date or in a job interview that we forget about the conversation that happened before we even opened our mouths. Philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson once wrote, "The eyes of men converse as much as their tongues, with the advantage that the ocular dialect needs no dictionary. Today, we're going to build that dictionary. We are decoding the male gaze. We are going to break down exactly what a man is telling you with his eyes long before he strings a sentence together. From attraction to deception, from dominance to discomfort, here are 9 things his gaze can tell you before he even speaks. The anatomy of a glance, the science of seeing. Before we dive into the list, we have to understand that the human eye is not just a window to the soul. It is a biological supercomputer designed for communication. The study of eye behavior is called oculesics, and it suggests that in the first 90 seconds to 4 minutes of meeting someone, we decide if we are interested in them, and a massive chunk of that impression comes from non-verbal cues, specifically the eyes. So when we talk about the gaze, we aren't just talking about looking. We are talking about duration, intensity, and pupil dilation. Let's get into it. Thing number 1, the spark of interest, the longer than normal gaze. The first and most obvious signal is the duration of the look. In normal conversation, we engage in a dance of looking and looking away. But there is a specific threshold that separates polite acknowledgement from genuine interest. Research in social psychology and neuroscience has pointed to what is known as the 3-second rule. A 2023 UCLA study highlighted that holding eye contact for about 3 seconds releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone, and signals a desire to connect. If a man holds your gaze for longer than that, say 4 or 5 seconds, he is issuing a silent invitation. If his gaze lingers just a moment longer than feels casual, it is a clear indicator of interest. He is deciding if he should approach you, or he is simply enjoying the view. However, we have to be careful here, because there is a thin line between interest and intimidation. If the gaze goes beyond 5 seconds without a smile or a nod, it can trigger a fight or flight reflex in the receiver, making it feel aggressive rather than alluring. The key is the softness of the look. Thing number 2, the romantic scan, the triangle gaze. So his gaze is long, but where is he looking? Not all staring is created equal. Communication expert Vanessa Van Edwards breaks down the specific patterns our eyes make, depending on the context of the interaction. In professional settings or leadership roles, people tend to gaze at the professional triangle, the eyes and the forehead. It signals authority and seriousness. But in social or romantic situations, the gaze changes. If a man is romantically interested in you, his eyes will follow what is called the F formation, or the triangle gaze. He will start at your eyes, drop down to your mouth, and then perhaps down to the rest of you before returning to your eyes. This eye-mouth-eye pattern is primal. When he looks at your mouth, he is subconsciously thinking about kissing you. If you catch him doing this, scanning your face and lingering on your lips, he isn't just listening to your words. He is imagining intimacy. He doesn't have to say, "I'm attracted to you." His eye movement just did. Thing number 3, the trust deficit, the darting eyes. We've covered the positive, but the gaze can also tell us when something is off. Let's talk about the eyes that won't stay still. If a man is constantly looking away from you, scanning the room, or watching the door while you are speaking, it's rarely because he is distracted. It is often a sign of discomfort or low-level anxiety. When we feel unsafe or unengaged, we subconsciously look for escape routes. According to body language experts, a lack of gaze usually means a lack of interest, But it can also signal deception. Sigmund Freud famously noted that he that has eyes to see and ears to hear may convince himself that no mortal can keep a secret. If his lips are silent, he chatters with his fingertips. Betrayal oozes out of him at every pore. The eyes are the biggest betrayers of all. If he looks away while answering a question, or if his eyes dart back and forth rapidly, his brain is working overtime to process information or construct a lie, and he cannot maintain the cognitive load required to look you in the eye. A steady gaze builds trust. A darting gaze erodes it. Thing number 4, the power play, the stare down. Not every look is about love. Sometimes a look is about war, or at the very least, a negotiation. In group dynamics, the person with the most power usually controls the conversation without saying a word. They do this through the power gaze. Annalie Blundell, a communication expert, explains that the person in charge sanctions the airtime of others just by looking at them. If a man is staring at you intently while you speak, it usually means he is giving you permission to continue. He is engaged. But if you are speaking, and he breaks eye contact to look at someone else, or simply looks away, he is silently signaling that your turn is over. Similarly, watch who people look at after they finish speaking. If someone makes a joke or a point, and then immediately looks at a specific man in the room, that man is the perceived leader. They are seeking his approval or looking for his reaction. Before he speaks, his position in the hierarchy is confirmed by the fact that everyone turns to look at him. Thing number 5, the doorway to his mind, NLP and eye movements. This is one of the most fascinating aspects of gaze psychology. It is so subtle that it happens in the blink of an eye, literally. Neuro-linguistic programming, or NLP, suggests that the direction a person looks can tell you how they are thinking. Here is the breakdown. If you ask a man a question and his eyes move up and to his left, he is likely remembering a visual image that actually happened. He is accessing memory. However, if his eyes move up and to his right, he is constructing a visual image. He is imagining something, or as many experts suggest, he may be fabricating a story. The same applies to sound. A gaze to the left, looking towards the ear, suggests he is remembering a sound or a voice. A gaze to the right suggests he is constructing sounds, thinking about what he would say. Looking down and to the left often indicates an internal dialogue, talking to himself, while looking down and to the right can indicate emotional or kinesthetic feelings. Now, this isn't a perfect lie detector test. People have different neurological wiring, but if you ask him, "What did you do last night?" and his eyes dart up to the right, construction, fantasy, before he answers, you might want to listen to his words a little more closely. Thing number 6, the emotional barometer, pupil dilation. This is the one signal a man has absolutely no control over. You cannot fake this. You cannot hide this. Our pupils dilate in response to light, but also in response to emotion, when we see something we like, or when we are cognitively aroused or excited. Our sympathetic nervous system kicks in and our pupils expand to take in more of that pleasing visual stimulus. Thousands of years ago, courtesans in Italy used to put drops of the plant belladonna, which means beautiful woman, into their eyes to force their pupils to dilate, making them look more attractive. Why? Because subconsciously, we are drawn to dilated pupils. They signal interest. If you are speaking to a man and you notice his pupils are wide, even in a brightly lit room, his body is telling you he is engaged and attracted. Conversely, if his pupils contract into pinpoints, and it's not because of sunlight, it can signal tension, anger, or negative feelings. Look at the black of the eyes. It tells the truth. Thing number 7, the gaze window, the listening cue. We spend a lot of time talking about the person doing the looking, but what does his gaze tell us when we are the one talking? There is a phenomenon in communication known as the gaze window. Studies by Bavelis, Coates and Johnson identified that during a conversation, the listener uses their gaze to give feedback. When a man is listening to you, he will look at you more than when he is speaking. If he is looking at you steadily while you speak, nodding occasionally, he is in a gaze window. He is processing. But here is the secret. Men often use gaze to manage the flow of conversation. If he looks away for a long period while you are speaking, he may be signaling that he wants to take the floor. Or, if he looks at you, then looks at a door, then looks back at you, he is subconsciously telling you he needs to leave. The length and timing of his gaze tell you if he is truly in the conversation or if he is waiting for his turn to talk. Thing number 8, the shielding effect, eye blocking. We all know the phrase, "My eyes were playing tricks on me," or "I couldn't believe my eyes." Sometimes our eyes try to protect us from what we are seeing. When a man closes his eyes for longer than a normal blink or holds them shut for a moment, it is called eye blocking. This is a subconscious survival mechanism hardwired into us. When we see something we don't like, or hear something that distresses us, we instinctively want to block it out. If you are in a discussion and you see a man close his eyes tightly for a second or rub them vigorously while you are talking, he is experiencing a negative reaction to what is being said. He is trying to block you out. It's a sign of stress or disagreement. It's his brain saying, "I don't want to see this anymore." If you see this, the conversation is about to go south, or he has already checked out. Thing number 9, the eyebrow flash, the greeting of recognition. Finally, we end with a quick one. It happens in a fraction of a second. It's the very first thing we do when we see someone we like. The eyebrow flash is a universal human greeting. It's a quick up and down movement of the eyebrows that lasts about 1/6 of a second. It signals recognition and social acknowledgement. If you lock eyes with a man from across the room, and before he smiles or waves, his eyebrows raise quickly, he has just signaled that he is happy to see you. It's an involuntary reaction that shows he feels positively toward you. If he doesn't do this, if his face remains neutral when he sees you, it indicates a lack of emotional connection or surprise. The eyebrow flash is the hello before the hello, the conversation before the conversation. As we've seen, a man's gaze is a roadmap to his intentions. It can tell you if he wants to kiss you, the triangle gaze. If he respects you, the power gaze. If he's lying to you, eye direction. Or if he's stressed out, eye blocking. The next time you find yourself in a silent room with someone, don't fear the quiet. Watch the eyes. They are working overtime. They are asking questions, answering doubts, and expressing emotions that words usually mess up. So, what is his gaze telling you? Is it a nervous flicker, a confident stare, or a warm invitation? Learn to read the language and you'll know his story before he ever tells it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed decoding the eyes, be sure to subscribe for more insights into the hidden world of human behavior. See you in the next video.